Hello everyone and welcome to our live stream. I'm so very sorry if you guys are having issues watching this because I was having technical issues and I'm really sorry about the 40-minute delay. Well, I'm not even sure if this is working properly right now, so let's just hope it is. So first of all, thank you so much for joining our 12th anniversary birthday live stream. As you can see, we are in the office. Usually, we will be at one of our Nitro Alliance meet events and where we get to, come face to face with all you guys, enjoy a day of cars, bikes, mayhem. Most unfortunately, that's not happening these 2 years because of the pandemic. Now, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to use that word because YouTube does not like that word and we get into trouble for all that, but it is what it is. So thank you guys so much for joining the live stream. Whole bunch of friends here, Rio, Aaron, Vincent, Barry. Yeah, okay, so before we start, just a quick heads up. Anytime you guys have any questions you guys want to ask, feel free to put it into the comments. I know this is supposed to be a live stream on both Facebook and YouTube, but I had some technical issues, and I think that's because the accounts kind of cross over with my personal account. I have no idea why. I have no idea what's going on. I'm not a tech guy, so I don't know that kind of stuff. So I'm really sorry about that, but here we are. This is YouTube. So yeah, if you're watching this live, please feel free to drop any comments, any questions into the YouTube chat area. First question I have already, Vincent, Vodka Ribena, cheers. Yes, it is beer. Whew. Yeah, that's the reaction you get from drinking beer, right? Yeah, no. All right, so, okay, so again, real quick, the real reason, or rather the main reason why we're doing this live stream, or I should say why I'm doing this live stream, is because, like I said earlier, number one, due to the pandemic, we're not able to host any Nitro Alliance meet events. The last one we had was 2018, 2019 was postponed, 2020, the big flu happened, and so here we are. Last year, we were not able to do anything more than we usually do. So, hello everyone, thanks for joining in the live stream. So yeah, I'm doing this by myself, and therefore, as you guys would understand why there was this technical issue, those of you who know Nitro, follow us over the years, you guys would know, usually the guy behind the camera is Arun. He's a tech whiz, he's a camera whiz, he knows how to get all this stuff done. I'm obviously a hashtag noob. I'll explain more later in this video. Why were you guys not invited to the office to do the live stream? Well, very obviously because we will all be drinking, and then this live stream will not be, it wouldn't even happen. Better late than never is what I always say. Okay, so as you can see, more technical issues right here. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, now what's the reason behind this live stream? The reason obviously is because I want to share time with you guys. I want to be able to spend time with you guys on our birthday. Today is the exact date of Nitro's 12th birthday. 17th of December 2009 was when all this happened. And I'll go a little bit more into detail as to why things happen, how things happen, and all that kind of stuff. Hello, Galvin. Hello, Reg. Hello, Barry. Yes, I think Arun is indeed on a vessel right now. He works hard on weekends. Yeah, like I said, I'll go a little bit more into detail in a bit. Okay, we are now 11 minutes into the live stream and I've not started yet, so let me start. First of all, thank you once again to all of you who are watching this live, and huge shout out to all our family and friends, because without family and friends, none of this would have happened. Nitro would not exist. If you think back, Nitro was started in 2009, and a lot of us may forget, but when you zoom out and look back in 2009, there was no such thing as TikTok, no such thing as Snapchat, no such thing as OnlyFans, no such thing as Instagram, no such thing as iPhone 4. That's right, none of that existed when Nitro started. Cheers, guys. What were some of the challenges you faced in 2021 other than this tech issue? All right, Rio, thank you for your question. Yes, obviously today's tech issue was a big boo-boo. I'm supposed to know a little bit better, but I've disappointed myself and I've disappointed you guys. I'm so sorry about that, but thank you for staying around. Okay, so to answer that question, I think the biggest challenge for Nitro in 2021 and as it was for 2020 is the same challenge that every single human being on Earth is facing right now, and that's the pandemic. Whether we like it or not, it is happening, and it has affected every single person's life. It's affected our lives as much as social media and smartphones, right? So naturally, we hope everyone, recovers soon from this. Hope the pandemic could, go away. It's not going to be the same as before. Things will be different, but to what extent we can only, we won't know till it happens, right? Yes, Vincent, what we all do at Nitro Alliance Meet, that is to get drunk. You are correct. I'm actually running out of beer in this mug because the past 40 minutes was very frustrating. I'm going to rant a little bit more about this later. Streamlabs, seriously, what the hell? People pay for a service, we expect better service. But yeah, okay, so Nitro started in 2009, 17th of December, before Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, OnlyFans, iPhone 4 was around. So we have been around for a pretty long time, right? 12 years is a long time. We started in 2009 to 2012 as a print media. For those of you who've been with us since then, you know that we printed magazines, physical magazines, and that was at the tail end of things when things were still, when people still bought magazines, right? I'm going to jump in real quick why Nitro started. Now, ever since I was a kid, I was naming cars, makes and models since I was about 3-4 years old, right? I was sitting in a car looking out, looking at all the cars pass by, motorcycles pass by, and I was naming them. So obviously I loved cars since I was 3. And as I got older, when I was studying, one of the many things I wanted to do was to write. I wanted to be an author. I still want to be an author, write novels, fiction, not porn. I know some of you want to ask that question, so no, I wanted to be an author. And I kind of decided maybe we can put two things together. Now, as an author, you would want to have your books published in airport bookstores, right? And let me explain why. Because you could go into any of those big bookstores and find yourself like a billion gazillion books and magazines, but only the airport bookstores sell the best. So I've always wanted that. That was my dream when I was a kid. And thankfully, with all the friends coming together, all the team members making Nitro Magazine happen in 2009 was a dream come true of mine. Vincent, no, please don't bring alcohol. I will take a pause, run to the fridge, get myself another beer. Jim, hello, from Cleveland, Ohio. Thank you so much for your message. What time is it in the US right now? It has to be like, 5:20 a.m. in LA, 8:20 a.m. in New York. So I'm guessing Ohio should be somewhere smack in the middle. So good morning to you. Yeah, so that's the reason, kind of one of the main reasons why Nitro started, right? I wanted that. I love cars. Every member of Team Nitro over the past 12 years have been a fan of cars and motorcycles. And I think that's one of the reasons why we became a relatively holistic media platform, one that had, an understanding of the automotive industry from top down, from every imaginable corner. And yeah, so that's that. All right, so moving on to some of the questions that you guys asked in the earlier posts. If I could get this to work. All right, so why did we stop printing magazines? Okay, now that's a very painful question, but it is a very valid question. I believe Fionn asked that question. Thank you for the question. So what you see here right now are all the magazine covers of Nitro from day one, right? That's from December 2009 when we started all the way till we ended in the end of 2012. And so let's be honest, right? Nobody reads magazines anymore. Unfortunately, I still love that tactile feel of, a print magazine, of books, right? I've got two Kindles at home, but I still don't like reading from Kindles. I prefer that tactile feel, buying a new book, buying a new magazine, flipping through the pages, smelling it, all that means so much for slightly more old school people. And I believe some of you are equally as old school as I am. And so that's one of the reasons why the whole magazine thing started. And but it had to go away because toward the tail end of 2012, nobody bought magazines anymore, nobody bought books anymore, nobody bought newspapers anymore. Actually, no, I should say people still bought magazines, they still bought books, they still bought newspapers, but the volume was not enough for a business to sustain itself. And whether we like it or not, that's a fact. And we had to, unfortunately, not do print magazines anymore. And so that's exactly what happened. And oh my goodness, this is... sorry guys. It's not the alcohol, it is just me not being... Oh, that's the wrong one. Yeah, so yeah, that's the reason why magazines had to go away. That's why in 2013 we decided to go digital, right? I mean, let's be honest, everything we do today is digital. What's the first thing you guys do when you wake up before you brush your teeth? You grab your cell phone, you look at your messages, you look at all that stuff. And Rio, do we still have spare Nitro magazines around? No, we don't. We recycled all our leftover magazines 3 months ago. And I'm going to go a little bit more into detail as to why. I still have 2 copies of every single magazine we ever printed. That's locked up in my home. And but yeah, those are memories, right? All right, so let's move on to the next question that was asked. Which part of your job do you enjoy the most? Okay, so first of all, meeting people from all backgrounds, different countries, different cultures, different traditions. That has always been an awesome thing. Traveling, for example, traveling around the world for work. I think it is an opportunity that everyone should try to do if possible. Go travel, see the world, widen your horizon, and open up, your mindset, right? So one of the many things I loved and still love about Nitro, work in Nitro, is the ability to travel and ability to meet a lot of new people around the world, make new friends, people who are equally as passionate about cars, motorcycles, motorsports, all that sort of stuff. All right, next question, Aaron. If you could go back in time to Nitro founding, would you tell yourself to not do print, or do you think it was a core learning and part of the journey to get to where we are today? Brilliant question. Thank you so much for asking that, Aaron. I think it is indeed something that made us who we are today, right? Again, I would allude a little bit more about this, talk about this at the end of this video, but who we are today is because of who we were as much as yesterday, right? So that gives us the foundation. When it comes to Nitro, I think it gave us the credibility, right, of where we are today. Without that credibility, we are just another website, and they're, dime a dozen. So do I have regrets? Obviously, but I think starting off as a print platform, moving on to online to where we are today, was a progression or maybe an evolution that was necessary, that helped us out. All right, so let's see. What is your most memorable moment at Nitro? Kelvin, thank you for the question. I have no idea how to answer that question. There's so many memorable moments. I think, truthfully, at the end of the day, the key, most important thing for me has to be the people that I've worked with. right? Not everyone ended up being friends. You know, you have your lovers, you have your haters, and here at Nitro, we have our fair share of haters. It is what it is. But I think one of the most, or rather the most memorable moments for me at Nitro has always been meeting new people, but most importantly, meeting the team Nitro, right? Wow, okay, I'm not gonna get emotional. Usually I get very emotional for Nitro birthdays because, yeah, you could imagine why. But, you know, I've been very blessed, very lucky. First of all, having a very supportive family, hands down. And Nitro went through 3 stages, right? Stage 1 was our print, 2009 till 2012. That was the first stage or first era of Nitro. Second era was 2013 until 2019, 2020. That's when we did our online magazine platform that a lot of you are familiar with today. And both opportunities allowed me to make very good relationships with family members. But by family, I mean team members, right? Team Nitro. Many of them are still very important to my life today. What's the one thing you wish you could change in Nitro till date? Holy cow. Hi, Reg. Thank you for the question. Wow. Cheers. So many things I wish I could change. Obviously, you know, not make the mistakes I made. Let's be honest, right? Everybody makes mistakes. I am no special. I have just been very, very lucky because during stage 1 of Nitro when we were in print, or stage 2 of Nitro when we were online, I've had a core team of members, and I'm going to keep saying this the whole night because without them, there will be no Nitro. That's the fact, right? Sure, I might have founded Nitro, but it is not possible without the team members. End of story. Any company, any organization, without the people, you got nothing. You're just a shell, right? So I'm not saying that Nitro is a shell right now, but yeah, what's the one thing I wish I could have changed from Nitro's day 1 till today is not make some of the mistakes. I mean, looking back, obviously, you know, hindsight 2020, I made a lot of mistakes, right? Some were impulsive, some were just bad decision making on my part. I've been very lucky because those team members have always insulated me from a lot of the bullshit that happens on the outside. And even if most of the team members did not agree with my decisions, still decided to stick with me. I'm not going to name names. I'm very, very sure if you guys are watching, you guys know who you are. Wow, that is emotional. All right, let's jump on to the next question. What were some of your most memorable vehicles you guys have featured? That's easy. That's very easy. When we were in print, we had the opportunity to feature a real Super GT NSX, Honda NSX from Autobacks. This was, I think, 2012 in Malaysia. And the owner who bought these used race cars is rather a super wealthy guy. I'm not gonna drop names, right? But he was super wealthy and he has a collection of a lot of cars. And what you see here is the NSX, the Honda NSX Super GT. This was a 2014. Sorry, no. This is not the 2014. This is 2001, 2002 car, I think. But yeah, that's me. Obviously, you could recognize the iconic hairstyle. And that's Felixia. She was and is a superstar in Malaysia. So yeah, that's probably one of the most iconic cars that I have had the opportunity to shoot. That was in 2012, this photo shoot. And another one was this one. This is a DMC Lamborghini Aventador. This was in 2015. We flew, sorry, all Malaysian friends. We flew into Miri in East Malaysia. And one of the owners had a huge compound. That mountain you see, it's part of his land. And one of the first DMC Lamborghinis in Asia. So that was a really, really awesome experience. In fact, I remember landing there in the afternoon, and the driver picked us up, drove us to a deserted airport strip, and had a GTR and this Lamborghini, and then we were just driving up and down really, really fast on a deserted airport strip. Halfway through, the police came, and the driver who drove us there basically told the police, "Oh, these are guests of so and so," and then the police just stood there and watched us, drive supercars on a deserted runway strip. Yeah, that was a very memorable moment in my life in Nitro. All right, so Rio, what overseas events were most memorable for Nitro? Okay, wait, I'm sorry, I missed some messages. Vincent, mistakes are proof that you are trying. Indeed. Cheers to that, brother. Reg, no, I will not change my hairstyle. It is iconic, and I like it. Rio, yeah, what overseas event or events was most memorable for Nitro? Okay, I'm not going to be able to speak on behalf of the team, past and present. Well, there's no team Nitro anymore. Yeah, Nitro is pretty much just me solo at the moment. Past and future, right? Because my family will come back. Okay, that is actually something that I was going to talk about in a little bit. All right, my personal favorite event to cover motor show wise, Geneva Motor Show. Every year. I've been going since, I think, at least 10 years. And one of the reasons why Geneva Motor Show is one of my favorite events is because, at the end of the day, it is the premium motor show, bar none, right? Let's be honest. Most number of new cars launched at this event, and it's just so well organized. It's one of my favorite countries to be in every year, Switzerland. I love Geneva. Je ne parle pas français, but you can speak English and they'll understand you well enough. And Kelvin, yes, it was mad VIP flex. No doubt about that. All right, so Geneva Motor Show will be my personal favorite motor show event to visit on an annual basis. Number 2, it has to be SEMA. It has to be SEMA, right? I mean, no offense, we are in a woke society, but the girls, but more importantly, the cars at SEMA are just insane, right? Geneva Motor Show, you see everything squeaky clean, squeaky brand new, concept cars that may or may not happen down the line. But SEMA is just a whole different beast of a show, right? The one thing I hate about SEMA, and I say hate with a capital H, is because SEMA, it's a 4-day show, right? There's no way any media or any company or anyone could cover the entire show in 4 days, unless you have a crew of 20 people, right? It's just so massive. So you really have to be very selective with regards to what you're looking for at SEMA. My third favorite motor show visit, obviously, Tokyo Autos, the models at the show, and obviously the cars and the motorcycles, right? Because there's so many crazy, insane. Tokyo Auto Salon and SEMA is a clear representation of the differences between the Asian culture and the West, right? The styles are different, the way business is handled is different, everything's different, but yet if you're an enthusiast like I am, then you go to SEMA and you go to Tokyo Auto Salon and you're going to experience the same thing. You're just going to go jaw-dropping, wow! And of course, the models. All right, so question from Fiona. Hi, Fiona. Thank you for joining the live stream. What's your favorite models agent? Whew. I'm going to leave that question to a brother who I know is watching right now. Vincent, can you please respond to Fiona? Fiona, you were the best in what you do, right? And I think on behalf of a lot of people in our little community here in Singapore, we're going to say, come back, right? That's all I'm going to say, come back. You know it. What about Tokyo Auto Salon compared to SEMA? Yeah, exactly, right? Like I was saying, I think Tokyo Auto Salon is a clear representation of, Asian tuning in general. from an Asian perspective, and then SEMA, obviously, the Western mentality, the Western style. I mean, there are some, overlapping lines between the two, because obviously you have American or Western companies in Tokyo, and then you have Asian companies in SEMA. But the culture is different. If you've been to SEMA or Tokyo the Salon, then you would know immediately that the experience you get in totality is very different. Now, I promise you guys, when this pandemic is over, we will be back. Nitro will be back, and we will continue to do what we do. Obviously, assuming these kind of shows continue, because Geneva Motor Show 2020 was canceled due to the pandemic. 2021 was canceled due to the pandemic. 2022 was supposed to happen, and a couple of weeks ago they canceled it because of the pandemic. So, this is just gonna keep going on and on and on and on and on. Hi, Jim. All right, so definitely agree on SEMA that it requires a strategy going in, because it's impossible to see everything. Even worse now because it's even bigger with the new hall. No, you're spot on, Jim. I mean, the key thing about SEMA is, dude, you need to have a crew, right? 20 photographers, you're done. If you're going like by yourself, you're going solo, or if you have like 3 or 4 guys, then it's very challenging. So that's one thing about SEMA though. So when you go to SEMA and you have a specific group of audience that watches your show or looks at your videos or photos, then it's a little bit easier. Like one of my favorite YouTube channel, Trail Recon, right? They do overlanding, a lot of Jeep stuff. So when they go to SEMA, they only focus on 4x4, they only focus on Jeep, trucks, and none of the two-door supercars, none of that stuff. So it's a little bit easier if you have a specific targeted audience, right? As some of you know, here at Nitro, we don't. we are enthusiastic about anything with 2 wheels or 4 wheels or an engine. So that's also the reason why we try to cover everything, right? We're a bit, Singaporean friends would know the word kiasu, which means you gotta have everything. So yeah, this is just a quick look of SEMA. I think it was 2019, right? So wide variety of cars and motorcycles and models, and look at these, hot rod style supercars, all sorts of awesome, good stuff. And obviously a lot of Japanese brands as well, because let's be honest, no one tunes cars as good as the Japanese and the Germans. I'm just gonna put this out there. You guys can debate all you want. Barry, 3 guys for SEMA, 15 halls, legs break. Indeed. Juniors, hello. I guess you have finished your homework. Do you have VIP? We have media access, so we have always been very lucky. Okay, let me rewind real quick. When someone, I think Aaron asked earlier, whether would we have jumped straight into Nitro being an online platform instead of a print platform. If we could go back in time, obviously we can. No, because I remember my first trip to Geneva Motor Show, to Frankfurt Motor Show in Germany. I got to the media center, brought a copy of the print magazine. By then we already stopped printing, and they were like, oh yeah, Nitro magazine, yeah, we know, yeah, okay, fine. So we got our media pass instantly. So that credibility, I think that's one thing that's very, very important. Hi, Amanda. No, I'm fine. All good. I have my beer, and I know that I have you guys. So, oh wow. Okay, I really need more beer. Favorite country for motorsports coverage. I think I speak on behalf of the entire Team Nitro, past and future. Is number 1, Fuji Speedway, Japan. For 2 reasons. Number 1, every time we go to Fuji Speedway for motorsports for a race. It's always in winter time, so there's always snow. And let's be honest, Mount Fuji, right there behind is a backdrop for a race circuit. Yeah, no, it doesn't get any better than that. Mount Fuji, right? Fuji Speedway in Japan, my personal number 1 favorite circuit. Also, as a trackside photographer, there's no country in the world that does, no country and no organization or race organizer that does media briefing as professionally as Japan. I mean, as humble as I could sound, I've covered motorsports all over the world, right? I've done Nürburgring 24 hours endurance race. I've covered races in Europe and Asia, many parts of Southeast Asia, me and the team. And nobody does it better than Japan, bar none, right? The level of precision that they give you during a safety briefing is just out of this world, right? It is number one, period. Maybe number two would be Germany. But I had some bad experience covering races in Germany because, you got to pay for every single thing. So if you're a photographer, your media pass for photography. You take, videos with your phone, they ban you. So very, very strict, which is not a bad thing. But still, I would say Fuji Speedway number one. Second favorite circuit to cover motorsports. I feel like I need to say this. Sepang International Circuit, Malaysia. Because home circuit for almost every single Singaporean and Malaysian, and the level of friendship you get from the local media, the Malaysian side, it's just phenomenal, right? We go to Thailand, Japan, Korea, everywhere, and not everyone's always very friendly, but you go into the media center in Malaysia, within seconds, everyone is your abang ale. Everyone is your friend. Everyone's very helpful, very friendly. And I think that helps make that experience feel so much better, which is a fact. Okay, some more questions, I guess. Vincent, screw beer, let's go with spirits. Sure. I never say no to alcohol. I just cannot drink that straight up here in the live stream because we do have friends who don't drink for, religious purposes or what have you, which of course we respect, hence, absolutely. All right, so another question that was asked in Facebook and Instagram. What are your dream cars and bikes if resources were not a consideration? That one's from James. Thank you, James. James is online. Nitro is now a world-renowned brand. Came a long way, and you should be real proud. Thank you, James. I'm not sure if Nitro is indeed a world-renowned brand. Again, back to what I was saying in the beginning, I'm very, very, very proud and very, very honored and grateful to have had a team with me to build Nitro. No team, no Nitro. End of story, right? And so, yeah, but I don't think we're world renowned. We're definitely going to get there eventually after this whole pandemic BS is over. And yeah. All right, so there's some conversations happening right now that I'm just going to ignore. I'm just going to throw the screen. Oh, no, wait, the messages don't stay. That's weird. Why don't the messages stay? Okay. Yeah, I'm not a tech guy. Okay, so first, yeah, what are some of my personal dream cars and bikes? Well, you're looking at it right now. Oh, come on. This is so annoying. Why is it? Sorry, guys. This computer is 2014. And it shouldn't be an issue, but it is. So this would be my dream car if I had the money right now. It's the new Aston Martin Vantage. Very lucky to have test drove this car in Germany in 2019, a couple months before this whole pandemic happened. And yeah, it's, I drove it all over Germany, or rather all over near the vicinity of Nürburgring, and it is a brilliant, brilliant car. I used to have one. That's my old car. Sold it. A lot of people may not know. I sold all my cars last year. Yeah. For a few reasons. Some of you may know some reasons, some of you may not know. But the fact is, part of the reason why everything was sold was to finance the continuation of Nitro. Now, this might sound as a marketing thing. Yeah, if you know me, then you know I won't lie on a live stream. So, yeah, but this was a car I had for many years and really loved. Next vehicle I really wish I would, or rather, I hope to get will be the new Jeep Wrangler. It is, and not just any one, it's the 392 Rubicon. This is the one with the Hemi 6.4 liter V8. That's one hell of a Jeep. So yes, this would be the next dream car or truck, 4x4. And of course, BMW S1000RR. And if money isn't a concern, then it will be the M1000RR because, well, who needs explanation? Just look at it. Look at it. That's enough. Finally, it will be the Harley Sportster. I've been a Harley fan since I was, I think, about 8, 9 years old, right? I had this little denim jacket with this, damn, I don't know what you call it. Those, if you're old enough, World Wrestling Federation, Ultimate Warrior, right? Had all that. Yeah, I had a gym jacket. I had a denim jacket, and a huge patch at the back, which was a Harley Davidson patch. So, Jim, don't sell yourself short. Nitro's well-renowned brand. You guys were the OG in helping me build an understanding of performance culture throughout Asia, and I still have copies of Nitro magazine. Wow, Jim, thank you so very much. Appreciate that. And again, on behalf of Team Nitro, past and future, thank you so much. We will be back. I will again continue a little bit more on that later. All right, so I have a question from Dave. Motorsports. This is another loaded question. Thank you, Dave, for the question. What is motorsports going to be like in the future without ICE, without in-car? No, I want to say in-car entertainment. No, internal combustion engines. Right, that's what I mean. Rather, that's what Dave meant. Okay, very good question. What is motorsports going to be like in the future? Now, quick sidebar story. This is the 2014 Formula One at Sepang International Circuit in Malaysia. And Nitro was there. Obviously, we cover all the motorsport events that happen in Sepang, or that happens in Sepang International Circuit in Malaysia. And that year, we were there racing, not in Formula One, obviously. We were there in a support race. And so we were at the support paddocks. It was a Honda DC5 Type R. Our race driver, Gerald Tan, we're together with LTM Performance, a local racing team and workshop here in Singapore. And we were, after the support race, we were at the support paddocks, fixing the car, getting it ready for round 2. And I heard these, vroom, 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 cars go by the back. And I was like, oh, that's not Formula One free practice, because normally when Formula One cars go by, you need earplugs, right? As tough and as manly as you think you are, 15 minutes, you're going to need earplugs. But that was the first year when they had the new engines. If you guys remember, that was when they went from V8 to V6. And I was very surprised because it took a couple of minutes. I looked back and I realized it was the Formula One cars, but they were no longer having that extreme sounds. And that's because of, environmental issues and all that stuff. You guys know the rest of the history. Why I'm talking about this in regard to Dave's question about what I think about motorsports in the future after internal combustion engine is that whether we like it or not, we need to embrace the future, right? I mean, think back again, like when Nitro just started in 2009, right? There was no Instagram, no Snapchat, no OnlyFans, no iPhone 4, right? It's only 12 years ago. So what's going to happen 10 years from now, remains to be seen. But I think motorsports will be very, very different, definitely. Let's look at this one, right? This is Formula E. And if you guys have watched Formula E, you know that there's certain things that are missing. If you go to the trackside or if you go to watch a Formula E race, you're going to realize you're not going to smell the race fuel. You realize you're not going to hear that high revving, screeching engines. You're going to hear a different sound, but it's just very different. But you cannot discount the fact that these drivers in Formula E, for example, are professionals. They're very, very fast. The cars go very, very quick. And it's just a matter of time till technology catches up to the point where, you're going to get that same level of excitement. Ultimately, we have to be realistic, I guess. Looking back, again, if you guys are old enough, you guys will know how much do we miss that tactile feel when we look at magazines and books and all that kind of stuff. All that is gone, right? Or rather, all that is almost gone. You walk into a bookshop right now, a bookstore right now, and you buy books and magazines. They're still there, but the volume has dwindled. The number of shops available has dropped, right? And 5, 10 years later, 15 years later, there probably won't be any more bookstores. Bookstores will be like us today going into an antique store. You want to buy a rotary phone? You're not going to get that at your, electric store. You're going to need to go to an antique store. So I think in-car entertainment, no, internal combustion engines will fade out over the next 25 to 45 years, whether we like it or not. But by then, the people that really care about it will be really old, like you and I. All right, Rio, what was your favorite track to do hot laps, be it online or in real life? Okay, well, in real life, I've not had a lot of opportunity to race. Sepang circuit being the main one, circuit that I love. Online, I think it will be Spa because, the elevation, the history, and how easy it is to mess up and then just completely destroy your race. Spa would be my personal favorite online. Junius, you're the best person in the world. You are so cute. Thank you, Junius. But yeah, okay, so I think we're coming to the end. Next question we have from Melvin. Where do you see Nitro in the next 2 years? I'm so sorry to be so rude, but it's empty. I'll be back in 30 seconds. All right, I'm back. So like I said, I'm not able to drink because, YouTube, whatchamacallit. Oh no, I think you guys saw it. I have to pour it into a glass or a cup or a mug just to prevent regulation issues. Where do I see Nitro in the next 2 years? Very good question. Thank you, Melvin. Like I said earlier, the pandemic has determined a lot of things in life, right? Like I said, it has changed every single human being on Earth. Whether you like it or not, it's different. And it's a big deal, right? Because every single person has been affected and is still being affected. Trying to pivot away or move away from the negative stuff, I'm going to say that any company, any organization would need to adapt and need to pivot toward something else. Right? So I'm not answering the question yet. Where do I see Nitro in the next 2 years? Nitro is not going to go anywhere. I've said this a million times to the people who are close to me. Nitro is not going to go anywhere. We're going to, we'll still live on. But there have been changes to the team. Like I mentioned earlier in the stream, for those of you who may have missed it, I'm here by myself right now, all alone. I'm not, whining about it, but it's a fact. And because of the pandemic, right? So I'm going to say hopefully this pandemic issue gets sorted out soon enough. I firmly believe in vaccinations, but I'm not going to go there. You guys make your own decisions on what's best for you, for your family, for your health, for your life. But I think once this pandemic settles down, and I hope eventually it would, I'm guessing 2023, 2024, then Nitro will be back with a vengeance, right? As long as the possibilities are there, then we will not go away. In the meantime, we will continue to stay as connected as possible to the industry. So, don't discount us just yet. Please, stay subscribed to Nitro. Keep following us on social media. We're not going to go anywhere. It's just going to be a little bit less exciting in the time to come. All right, Jim, you've been promoting a lot of sim racing. Do you think it replaces karting in an entry level? Whoa, awesome question. Thank you. No, I don't. I don't because I think sim racing is very, 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 very important because it gives everyone who participates in sim racing an opportunity to experience a circuit without having to physically go there, right? For example, I mentioned earlier, one of my favorite circuits in the world is Spa, and that's from sim racing. I've never been to Spa circuit in real life, never drove on Spa in real life, but I could tell you about the corners, I could tell you about the elevation, I could tell you about where the cambers, you know, where your negative camber corners are. So I think in that sense, sim racing brings a different dimension to anyone who's interested in motorsports. Karting is a very good, I'm not saying it's cheap because it's not cheap, but karting is a very good form of sports, you know, for all ages, as long as you're tall enough to reach the pedals, which is what, 5 years old, 6 years old. Karting gives you the physical sensations that you will never get in sim racing, period, right? I've done a little bit of endurance racing myself in touring cars, and you know, when you're 50 degrees Celsius inside a car for 45 minutes to an hour for a stint, you know, you're never going to get that in sim racing, right? Sim racing, you could have 25 fans, you have AC. So I think those two are very different elements. What's important, I think, is, especially for, you know, nowadays, is if you have the chance to do both. Karting, because, you know, you get the physical element, understanding, you know, how to do weight transfer, for example, and sim racing, because the barrier of entry, is that the right term? Entry barrier? Getting into sim racing is not that expensive compared to karting or motorsports or racing in real life, right? So if you have the chance, I'm going to say do both, right? Mix and match your karting experience with your sim racing experience, put all that together, and then you become a little bit more of a well-rounded driver, and then moving on might be a better thing. So yeah. Okay, that's pretty much all the questions that were asked. And let's see, did I miss anything here? Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so it's called a frills. Thank you, Amanda. Yeah. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of Harley Davidsons because when I was a kid, I had a denim jacket that had frills and a huge Harley Davidson patch in the back. So I think that pretty much wraps up everything that I've prepared. Yeah. All right, once again, guys, I am so very sorry about the live stream not working at the beginning. The excuse is I'm on a platform called Streamlabs, and it's supposed to go both ways. It's supposed to be able to do multi-stream, and it just didn't work. I think it's because my personal account kind of crossed over with my work account, so it kind of clashed, and that caused a delay. So this live stream was supposed to go at 8:30. I don't think it went on till 9:10, started till 9:10. So I'm very sorry about this. But thank you all for watching. Thank you all for staying around and staying tuned. Now, before I end this live stream video, I do have to say one more time that I'm extremely sincerely grateful and proud and honored to have, obviously, number one, my family to support me all these 12 years. And also the families who have supported the team members of Nitro, past and future. And of course, every single member of Team Nitro. We've had ups and downs, you know. There are members, ex-members who don't talk to me anymore. That's cool, because I don't talk to them as well. It is what it is. You know, you cannot please everybody. You cannot make friends with everyone. Like I said earlier, I know I've done things, and I know I've made decisions that were not the best ones. So I apologize for that. Sorry, I shouldn't have made that face. I do sincerely apologize for making the bad decisions that I did. But yeah, the past makes us who we are today. Who we are today determines who we will be tomorrow. So moving on. All right, guys, I'm just going to wrap up this live stream. And it is Nitro's 12th birthday, 17th of December, 2009. So many things were different. You guys will definitely see us on our 13th birthday next year. So with that, thank you so much for joining me on the live stream. Please consider to subscribe if you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel. Like, share, follow if you have not already done so. And yeah, I'll see you guys really soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.